Hey, let's lethal people. So, I'm here to do a video tonight on a different topic other than less lethal. And I've been holding out for a little while on it. It's about the drones that are flying over New Jersey, parts of Pennsylvania, and parts of New York. And last night was the first night I actually got to see these drones. And I've been following it almost to the obsessive point on the internet, where it's to the point where my old lady has been driving me nuts, saying that I'm too deep into this. And my buddy Angelo too, he's like, you're going down rabbit holes with this. But I don't know if I am or I'm not, but I'm gonna try to keep it normal. So while I'm here to talk about it a little bit, one of the things I'm going to enjoy for my fellow Canadians up there is Canadian beer, and it's very, very typical for our topic tonight, La Fin de la Monde, which is the end of the world. It's a unibrow. It's one of my favorite beers. It's not that easy to get around here, but I ordered it at a local brew shop, and I was able to get a case of them, so now I have them on hand. So here's to the end of the world. Anyway, all joking aside, do I think it's the end of the world? No, I don't. I don't think it's the end of the world. But after seeing these last night, so first let me describe what I saw. I saw 2 drones last night. And it's funny because they were relatively low, but there was a plane that actually flew over them. Clearly 2 different things. I'm going to have to bear with me because this is my favorite beer and I do love it. And tonight I'm relaxing. It's Saturday night and I have some time to kill here. So I saw the 2 drones flying, and they weren't that close to each other, but they weren't terribly far apart. And what was bizarre, while I was watching them and following them, one drone just shut the lights off right away and went completely black. And that's how I was pretty sure, what I'm looking at is definitely the drones, plus the fact that they were very low. And it was up here in the Poconos, in the Salisbury area of Pennsylvania. And today, it's funny, I was watching a YouTube video and they had, I believe, a sheriff down, or a state police, it was some police agency in New Jersey, and they were saying how they sent up a helicopter to follow these drones to see where their origin was from. And the one thing the officer said was, as soon as he was following it and started to take off fast, it shut the lights off and it went black in the sky. And that's exactly what I saw last night, was one of them went completely black in the sky. So what are they? What are they doing here? What do I think about them? I definitely think that they are nefarious in nature. I don't think that they're good, that's for sure. My concerns with them are, so today there was another conference in the Department of Defense, I believe. They said that these are Type 1 and Type 2 drones. So that's from the Department of Defense, that they're Type 1 and Type 2 drones. What that means, I don't know, but when they described it as Type 2, they said they are agricultural drones. I don't know too much about drones. I'm not a drone guy. But what makes me nervous about drones like this is, especially agricultural drones, I'm more concerned that they can carry some sort of a device filled with a fine powder such as anthrax or some sort of a biological or chemical thing, and release that into the air at will. And we would never know it because it was such a fine powder. You would never feel it till it was in reservoirs, till it was in your lungs, inhaling it, or on top of your food crops that you're going to eat, depending. And, Jersey, a lot of people say, well, why would you do Jersey? Why would you do parts of Pennsylvania? Because those areas do grow crops. They do have soil. And you don't know what these things are capable of dropping into the soil to contaminate the soil. Remember, it doesn't have to be that they're going to do something right away that's going to affect us today or tomorrow. It could be something that's going to affect us months or years down the road. And something like soil, where you grow crop, one of the biggest things grown in Jersey is Jersey tomatoes. You got tomatoes over there. Here you have corn. I have cornfields all over my house. And if something drops on that and contaminates the soil, well, you know that can, be spread all over the United States from all those corn and all the tomatoes that are sent everywhere. So that's one thing. Now, granted, it's not the growing season, but the ground is still the ground and chemicals seep into it. Then you have reservoirs. What could they drop into that? What could they drop into the air that we're breathing? So these are the things, that's the rabbit hole that my head goes down, and that's what scares me. And it's always been funny because I've said to all my friends in the 2A gun community, and you guys know me, I'm into less lethal and I'm into the 2A, I'm into the firearms and stuff. And I have said this time and time again to my friends, and I'm going to say it to you as a community. A lot of guys run around out there. You see all these YouTube channels focusing on, oh, my Second Amendment right to carry gun, this and that and the other. We do not need to worry about a firearm. They are probably useless compared to the other ways that we're going to be getting attacked. I understand you want to protect your life against somebody that may be looting or rioting in your home in case of one of these tragic events, or you need to get food or whatever. But to think that we're going to go out there and be fighting a war against other people or another country on our soil, it's more likely they're going to be using drones or bots, dropping chemicals and stuff that wipe us out without even sacrificing any of their soldiers or manpower. And that's what scares me, that it's a whole different era. Years ago, we all thought we were tough, especially as Generation X guys and stuff. We're all tough, we're gonna go out, we're gonna train, we're gonna do this. Now, for the past couple of decades, you've had so-called computer geek, computer nerds sitting behind desks that they are doing tremendous damage across the whole world. Think about all the internet schemes going on out there, stealing millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're internet outlaws, internet cowboys. They're out there and they're able to scam people, multiple people every day for millions and millions of dollars. And now you have it where they're not even coming out of a little room. They're using remote controls and they're flying these drones that are the size of cars or smaller. And God knows what they're able to do. And even the Department of Defense said those agricultural drones can easily be modified to be weaponized. And I just mentioned the way that they can be weaponized. I mean, look at us, just guys in our little man caves, taking less lethals, taking paintball guns and making them into less lethal launches and making them do high powered, and we're just doing it for hobbies and stuff and for self-defense and for protecting ourselves. These people actually have a real ulterior motive, and it's not to defend yourself, it's to do something that's, seriously harmful to mankind. So do I think that these drones are not nefarious? No, I think they are 110% nefarious in nature. I think they're also toying with us now, showing us how we've all believed our government was there to take care of us. And right now, it's proving that the government does not have a clue as to what's going on. And if you do believe the government does know about it and they're not telling us, which is a possibility, I'm not discrediting that at all. But there are some things they have said which to me leads me to believe that they don't really know fully, or they do know something and they know it's so dangerous and so scary and they don't have a handle on it. They want to make us think they don't know what it is. That's another option. Not that they are hiding it from us because they don't want us to know their secret. It could be that they're hiding it from us and they know what it is because it's so dangerous. They don't want to put mass fear into us and have people going out there taking the law into their own hands, blasting these things out of the sky. That's the other thing too. You have, guys out there, vigilantes that want to go out there and like that guy that shot out the Walmart drone in the sky. He thought it was one of these things. He shot out a Walmart drone. He got in trouble for it. You don't want to do that because you don't know what you take one of these things and you hit it, and it might have this powder in it, and now all of a sudden it's all over the place because you knocked it out of the sky or you shot it some crazy way, and you don't know what you're releasing into the atmosphere. Or it comes down and now you're there, and or other people are around, and now this stuff is all over the place. So we got to really be careful. I don't know if I agree with shooting these down. I think I agree with more finding out where they're coming from, who they're coming from, what they're doing, and how do we stop them without destroying them. Because like anything else, if we don't destroy them, we can dissect them and see what they're capable of doing or what they have in them. So that's another big thing. And a lot of stuff here. All the time you see on YouTube and on the internet, they're coming to take your guns, they're coming to do this, they're coming to do that. The other thing too is after this fiasco with the drones, the poor guys that do this for a hobby or do it for a living or use it for their businesses, I think from this, there's going to be huge restrictions on drones after this. Within the next 6 months to a year, you are going to see huge laws passed about drones after this because it's causing a panic for people. So I'm just putting my own 2 cents out there. I'm kind of rambling on a little bit about some of the stuff that I think is going on with the drones. I'm putting, my opinion. It might be wrong. After all, it is my opinion, but it does get us to start thinking and start saying, hey, what are these things? What could they be capable of? And I'm probably even leaving some stuff out that I didn't think of. So guys, be aware of what's going on. Like I say in all the other videos, stay educated, be smart, don't jump to conclusions, don't do anything crazy, don't do anything impulsive. Sit back, enjoy the ride. We're all on the same ride together, and let's see where this thing goes. Anyway, until then, cheers. La fin de le monde.